Hey YouTube. Working on my knife some more, trying to finish it up, and I tried to do this cut like I did on my second one, that whatever that is. And this one turned out pretty good. And this was the last thing I'd done that day. I did all this grinding in one day, and I guess I had the technique, or not technique, maybe just the rhythm or whatever you want to call it. Just had to, it was just in a zone, I guess. Did a good job on that, or I thought. I come out here and the first thing I do is try to do that to this knife, and I finally had to just get away from the grinder, because it was like, I'm going to end up making a dagger out of this if I don't quit. So it didn't turn out like I wanted. I guess it's still okay. Yeah, this is my first knife, so I didn't expect it to be perfect, but I should have left it alone. But anyway, it is what it is. So what I went and done is I went in the house and got a file. Now, so let me just finish this with a file, because if I keep it up, I'm just going to totally screw it up. So I was able to even it out and put, I don't know what you call this, but it's like the next step down, chisel point or whatever. I need to hit it. It got just a little too thin right here, but just still working on the knife. I got this really high grit, or low grit actually, trying to get this finger groove right here smoothed out. Just showing you how you can do it with this hand tools. I almost got it. Excuse me. Hope I'm not boring everybody with my knife making. I'm going to try to see, that made a nice, even. I'm tempted to make finger grooves, but I'm not going to do it. Because if I keep on, I'm going to keep screwing up, and I'm going to end up with making a toothpick. Trying to even everything out. Alright. Down here on the ground. Hope this comes out. I got my holes drilled. I polished it up, and that might be the wrong thing to do at this stage. I can't remember, but I figure it's best go ahead and get most of the grinding marks out and stuff now before I harden it. And yeah, I mean, it still turned out pretty good. I kind of, like I said, did that little screw up right there, but I kind of evened her out, made her look pretty good. It ain't perfect by no means, and polishing it kind of showed some of the more imperfections, but that part turned out good. And I'm about to go through the hardening process. Alright, had to modify my little forge. I'll bore you for a second with this. This is that I've heard different things about what you need to do, and one of the things I've seen was heat your oil up. Some people say it don't matter, most say it does, so I'm going to heat it up. Plus it gave me a little practice time seeing if I could get metal red hot with a, well, I got MAP gas, but propane torch. And I was able to get this old lag bolt red hot. I'm sure you can't see it in the camera, but anyway. Alright, I changed my technique with a little furnace, or a little forge I made, which is just some fire brick stacked up. I just couldn't get it hot enough. So what I did is I closed up the little hole, and I'm running the torch back and forth across it. And I'm getting it cherry red. Not worried too much about the handle. Well, let's hope I was successful. I'll go take a file to it and see if I can scratch it, and that'll tell me. I'll leave it right there to cool down in the oil. Alright, see y'all prepper. Probably couldn't see it. Sorry. All kind of critters running around. Cats and chickens and stuff. It turned it black. Yeah, I think I did the right thing by shining, polishing that up. Because now that it's hard as a rock, it would be hard to polish out the little scratches and stuff. So, anyway, time to take a break. Alright, my first attempt wasn't successful. After it cooled down a little bit, I took a file to it and I could still, cut the blade. And I knew my opening was too big in my little mini forge. So what I did, took a C-clamp, made just enough room, I ain't gonna stick my finger in there because it's hot still. Very small opening. And I put that, a block in between it, fire brick in between it at an angle, so it was, going down in just a little bitty opening, or I guess you'd say a chimney, and it was giving me a good swirl effect, and all the heat was concentrated in this little bitty opening, and I was able to get probably from this middle hole that I drilled all the way down, just keep her red hot, and I just let it sit there and cook and cook and cook. And then when I did the dropped it in the oil, I'm pretty sure I was successful this time because I got scale, I think that's what you call it, scales or scale, where the metal starts peeling and stuff, the outer layer. I kind of wiped it off, but you can see where it was popping off and stuff. So I think that's a good sign that I was successful this time. So, which I'm still happy of. I was able to do it with just a propane torch or MAP gas torch, and I think that time it worked. So, alright, I'm back. I went ahead and heat treated this one as well. I think this one's the one that's going to really turn out good. It's all that scale, I don't know if you can see it or not, like a layer of metal or impurities or something that's popped off of it. And this one the same way, all over the blade, so I'm pretty sure I got them heat treated good. And I took my file, it's taking that black off, but here it's kind of skating across. But now when I put it back here where it wasn't really, just didn't get red hot and heat treated, you can almost hear it. You don't get that more high pitched, just like this. So there, you can almost hear it cutting in. Up here, she just skates over it. So it's taking that black off, but it ain't really cutting it. So that's the test I was seen on YouTube by other knife makers. So I think I got my heat treating done. I got my oven heating up now to 400 degrees. I'm going to put it in there for a couple of hours, and because right now they're brittle actually, and so it's like a 3 heat treating process. You bring it up red hot and then let it cool down slow, and it'll soften it up. Then you work it all out, whatever drill your holes and stuff. then you heat it up red hot again and dunk it in oil, and that'll quench it, and it'll make it really hard. And then after that, you heat treat it again, but you don't bring it up red hot. You just bring it up. I've seen different temperatures. I don't know. I'm just picking 400 because that was the one I've seen the most of. I'm gonna bring it up to 400 degrees for a few hours, and let it cool down slowly again. That'll temper it back down where it's hard, but it's not so hard you can't, sharpen it or whatever, but it'll hold the edge, and it'll be durable, but at the same time not brittle. So that's where I'm at now. I'm letting the oven heat up. I'm going to temper it, I think is the right word. And so there they are. I think this one's going to turn out better, I think, as long as the handles turn out good. I think that's the one I'm going to include in the contest. Or what I may do is just give you a choice. I think this one will turn out better. And this was technically the first blade, but I kind of did them at the same time, but I just cut this one first, then this one. So I'll leave it up. Whoever wins third prize for VR will get their choice of a TR Prepper blade. But there again, I still got to make the handles. It may not be something to be proud of when I get done. We'll see. They are definitely not perfect, but this one turned out pretty good for first, second attempt. This one did too. I just kind of, messing around with it. Kind of really don't like that, but that's what I got. So anyway, all right, on to the next process.